Foremost drive-in movie film critic, ladies and gentlemen. He hosts a program on the movie channel called Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. He's the author of a book called A Guide to Western Civilization, or My Story, pick whichever title you like. And he'll be performing in Santa Rosa, California this Friday and in San Francisco Saturday. Please welcome Joe Bob Briggs. Why, thank you. Well, howdy, good to see you. Now, drive-in movies get a little hard to find. You're a drive-in movie critic. Are there many drive-in movies left in this country?
Well, I don't like to think about it that way, Jay. You know, there was, probably the heyday of the drive-in was about 1956. There were 10,000 drive-in movie theaters, and today there's like 1,000, so that growth curve is not looking real good. But, But see, like 4 or 5 years ago, we were shutting down 4 or 5 drive-in movies a week. And this year, we're just shutting down about 2 a week. So I think they're, they're coming back any day now. I always say the drive-in will never die.
Now, why did you get into the field of drive-in movie critic?
Well, it's not a career decision, Jay. I mean, you got to be called to do that. It's a calling. And, the drive-in is the last place in the world where you can do any disgusting thing that you want to do in the privacy of your own automobile like God intended. And so, there was a consumer demand for this, and I went after it.
Yeah.
They're sleazy movies.
Right.
They're the movies that people want to watch. They show at the drive-in.
Well, what's killing off drive-ins? I imagine little Hyundais don't help either, too.
The little Japanese rice rockets did a lot to kill the drive-in.
But we've lost another sponsor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Oh, and they say videos did it, but I'm not so down on videos, because a lot of people that never did watch these movies before, you had to go into the worst part of town, sit next to somebody in a raincoat to watch some of these movies that show at the drive-in. Now you go to your suburban video store and, watch it with the mom and the kids and the dog. And so a lot of these movies that didn't have much exposure before, they get exposure through the videos.
Sure. Now, you don't want the dog seeing a lot of these movies.
No.
So what exactly are you trying to accomplish with this movie channel show? I mean, when you review, like, what would be a typical drive-in movie that you would review?
Well, you're a fan of movies, aren't you?
I'm a big fan of movies.
Well, all right, Basket Case. You know Basket Case?
Basket Case.
No, you missed that one, huh? Well, it's a story of these 2 Siamese twin brothers, and one of them looks like a midget squashed octopus. And the other one carries him in a picnic basket underneath his arm, and they live in this loft overlooking Times Square, and whenever anybody opens up the picnic basket, they get their face eaten off. It's kind of a romantic comedy. It was one of the top titles of the 80s, though. I'm surprised you missed it.
I'm thinking of the Meryl Streep one. No, that's a little different.
No, that was...
Yeah. Now, really, so that would be, so there's this particular type of movie that would qualify as a drive-in.
3 elements.
3 elements.
Blood, breasts, and beasts.
Blood, breasts, and beasts.
Yeah, blood, breasts, and beasts. Blood, surely you've seen Night of the Living Dead.
I have seen Night of the Living Dead.
Greatest zombie movie ever made, right?
A fine zombie film.
Okay, that would be like a beast movie, one of your best zombie movies.
That would be, yeah.
Okay, breast movie would be like Gas Pump Girls. I know you've seen that one,
Gas Pump Girls. Now, I remember in the book, the ending's a bit different in the gas. No, I didn't see.
No, that's the European version. But
that's right. I had read the book.
So, I Dismember Mama. You ever see that one?
I Dismember Mama?
Dismember Mama. A lot of that
I Dismember Mama? Was that a real movie, I Dismember?
That's a real movie, but it came out about 1972, and he dismembers Mama. That's about all there is to it.
There's no picking up the pieces at the end in there, anyway.
No.
I see. Well, let me ask you, now folks that grew up perhaps in New York City or places where they don't have drive-ins, do you worry about them not being able to experience a lot of this?
Well, a little bit, except if you've ever been to New York City, you know that down on 42nd Street, that's the equivalent of the drive-in in New York City. They've got, I've been into some of those places. They've got, my favorite movie that they show there is Always 3 Kung Fu Hits. That's been running for years there, and you've seen it, have you?
Well, yeah, just in those loud, the guy goes, it's a huge noise.
That's right. And when you leave, you generally have to leave your shoes there in the theater. They just stick to the floor, and you say, oh, forget it. But, it is. It's always.
It's always just 3 kung fu movies in a row.
Just 3, always 3 kung fu hits.
They make all those noises.
Yeah. It's almost as popular as that long-running movie, Dos Películas. Have you seen that one?
No, I don't.
It's 2 movies in Spanish. Sorry, I thought y'all would understand that.
No.
It means 2 movies.
No, all right. Now, do you spend much time in New York? Actually, you don't. You look kind of like McCloud walking in New York.
Well, actually, yeah, that's true. You know, I just came back from New York, and I don't greatly enjoy it, no. But it's fun. You know, a lot of people from Texas, they move up to New York, and they say, Joe Bob, we just love it up here. There's so many cultural opportunities up here. You know, it's not like Texas, you know. I say, yeah, you live in a you live in a Kleenex box that costs $9,000 a month too, you know. But then they want to tell you about all the museums and the theater and stuff. And so the last time I was there, I went to the Whitney Museum. You know this place?
Yes, fine museum.
They had this exhibit called Yoko Ono: Objects and Films.
Well, you can't judge all museums.
All right. I was in intensive care for 2 weeks after this deal. They had this movie. Did you know she made movies in the 60s?
I was not aware that she...
All right, they were showing this movie called Fly. Not The Fly, that's Jeff Goldblum, where he gets spliced to a fly and then his face turns into green cream of wheat and his ear falls off.
Right.
That's a good movie.
That's a good driving movie.
But this one that Yoko Ono made was just plain Fly. And what it is, for 25 minutes, this fly crawls all over this naked Japanese lady's body. And it's a body kind of like Yoko's body. You remember those pictures of her looking like a giant uncooked biscuit, you know, that Pillsbury Doughboy skin? They saw that album. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I forgot the album, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so it's a body like that, and in 25 minutes, this fly hits every spot on this woman's body. You know, just a fly, house fly, you know, regular fly. Yeah. And so after a while, you're going, oh, no. Oh, no, they're not going to let the fly go in there, are they? Think of all the places on your body.
I'm thinking, actually.
Now, think of all the places on Yoko's body.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
and so you're like, oh, my God, but they do. They let it go to that place that you're thinking about at this very moment. And it's all accompanied by Yoko's lyrical Japanese moaning music. You know that stuff she does? Sounds like 8 cats getting slammed over the head with a suitcase. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the album. Yeah. So I don't imagine you'll be back in New York anytime soon.
Well, I guess not now.
Yeah. All right, and we very much cancel Yoko for tomorrow night. We'll be right back after this, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Bob Briggs! My next guest is a syndicated columnist and the host of a show on the movie channel called Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. This Saturday, he'll be presiding over the Drive-In Academy Awards on the Connie Chung Show on another network. Please welcome, I have no idea what that is, we'll find out. Please welcome Joe Bob Briggs. Looks like just got in from Minnesota, huh? Yeah. Now, what is this Drive-In Academy Award thing? Now, what is this?
You're not going to be there?
When is it?
Well, actually, they're called the Hubbies.
Hubbies?
Because they're engraved on a 1967 Chevy hubcap.
Mm.
But, no, the Drive-In Academy Awards, we have them every year, and we honor the greatest drive-in movies of the past year.
Oh, I see.
And this year, I can get you tickets if you want it. It's going to be at
when is it?
Paul's Lamplighter Restaurant in Kokomo, Indiana.
Oh, all right.
Actually, yeah.
You know, apparently the audience seems to know it more than I do.
The front runner this year is Oversexed Drug Suckers from Mars.
Oversexed?
You seen that one?
You know, I must have missed that one. Again,
Well, Jay, you never see these movies that I talk about, but it's these 3 midget aliens.
But these are real movies.
Come to Earth. Oh, yeah. These 3 midget aliens get drunk, come to Earth, and mate with a Hoover vacuum cleaner. And then they run rampant through the suburbs of L.A. and, you know, terrorizing secretaries and stuff like that. Then another big contender this year is Mutant on the Bounty.
Mutant?
Yeah, we've heard of Mutiny on the Bounty. This is Mutant on the Bounty. In fact, they're going to make a sequel next year called 7 Brides for 7 Mutants. But,
really? Yeah.
But,
Mutant on the Bounty. No, again, you know, being the grandpa that I am, I miss a lot of the hipper young things that the kids get to see. Now, why did you choose cable for your show rather than network? Although I probably am answering my own question here so far, but...
Well, you know, when I first started doing this, they told me that there were no standards on cable. And I thought, well, this is a place for me, but I found out there actually are movies.
Yeah.
There are movies too grisly for cable. Did you know this?
I had no
like
idea.
The movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they won't show that on cable.
That's pretty good.
Evil Dead, they won't. Have you seen that one?
No, I didn't
never
see
go to the movies. Do you? Evil Dead, it's a movie about, there's only one way to kill the zombies. Total dismemberment. Arms, legs, head, everything.
See, in the book, it was different. In the book, you see, the zombies. Now, is that really the only way to kill a zombie? Don't you put a stake through their heart?
Well, in that movie, Evil Dead, no, you chainsaw through the heart will do it.
Oh,
That's
of
better.
course, the chainsaw.
No, but anyway, we had a festival. As a matter of fact, we had Too Grisly for Cable Day, and showed movies that are too grisly for HBO shows.
And these are not necessarily even like sex or anything. It's just like horrible people with chainsaws and.
Are you saying that you don't approve of these movies, Jay? Or?
No, far be it from me to get into a constitutional question with you over these. So, what do you think will win this year?
Oh, I think Oversex, Drug Sex, Smart. Now, we have some categories that the regular Academy Awards don't have. We've never had a duplication with the regular Academy Awards. I don't know why. But like they have Best Actress. We have Breast Actress.
Breast Actress.
Yeah, and this year the front runner in that is Donna Spear in a movie called Savage Beach. I know you saw that one.
Savage Beach.
Savage Beach.
Well, I think I was sick that
anyway,
day.
Donna's two enormous talents are nominated for Savage Beach, and we'll be giving those awards.
Very talented woman, is she?
She is, very talented.
Really? Curious. So you think she may just run away with it?
So to speak.
Oh, what else you been doing? I realize these awards take up a great deal of your time, and.
What else? Normally this time of year I'd be out hunting in West Texas, but you know what happened? President Bush banned all the AK-47 Kalashnikov semi-automatic assault weapons.
Boy.
We had to cancel every dang hunting trip.
Oh, God.
Normally, see, about 30 or 40 of us usually go out to West Texas and we hunt prairie dogs with AK-47s.
Really?
You ever seen a prairie dog? It's this, vicious, furry little creature. Like that.
Yeah.
And, of course, last year 3 or 4 of us went out there and we bagged about 40,000 of those little suckers. Yeah. And of course, we only kill what we're going to eat.
Right.
It takes 30, 40,000 to make a prairie dog casserole.
Don't write to me, please. Don't write to me. This is not my address. Write directly to the show itself, lady. So 40,000 of those, but they're small, and then I guess you pretty much.
Yeah. Well.
Just bag what you eat. Now you're out on the lecture circuit as well, I understand. Right?
Well, you call it the lecture circuit. You said that last time. It's the Joe Bob Briggs World Tour. And we're hitting all the major capitals, Billings, Montana.
Billings?
Enid, Oklahoma. Yeah, we're good. But, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't go to Japan anymore because of that incident. You probably heard about it where I bit the head off a live gopher on stage.
No, I must have
You didn't hear about that?
No.
The gopher turned out to be the mascot of this middle school special education basketball team. And, there were a lot of editorials in the paper. It was a real bad scene. So they don't invite me back there. Look, they threw it up on stage. I bit its head off. I did a lot of weird stuff in those days. You're going to hold me responsible for this one thing the rest of my life? It's those reporters, people from Nightline call you up and they say, Mr. Briggs, do you realize that many of those special education students have gone through years of psychotherapy as they attempt to relieve the horror of seeing their dead headless pet popped up out of the mouth of a lame-brained comedian? And, but you're in the public eye. You have to learn.
Right. You have to learn to do it. And you also have a syndicated column as well. It's amazing how many things you're able to do. What kind of papers are you syndicated in? I'm again, probably.
Well, you sound skeptical there, Jay.
No, I don't mean to. I don't mean to, certainly.
Actually, Jay, I've been kicked out of some of the finest newspapers in America.
Really?
And, yeah. But one advantage is I'm in some of these, what you call your alternative papers. Like the...
alternative...
well, like the Swingers Monthly of Topeka, Kansas.
Swingers Monthly of Topeka?
Yeah. But I have been... the drive-in column I do is called Joe Bob Goes the Drive-In. It gets kicked out quite a bit. Well, one of the advantages of being in these papers is I get a discount on these personal ads.
Really?
Yeah. Now, have you ever been lonely enough to use one of those things?
I can't say that I have.
You don't know about the personal ad. Well, it's like, have you read them?
Well, I always like the ones that have that sort of, looking for a woman tied up, beaten, spanked, no weirdos. You ever see that one?
Or like, they'll say, like, slender, woman seeks man. Slender redhead, 5'7", weight proportional to height. You know, age unimportant, right? We know what this is, right? It's a grandma the size of the Seattle Kingdom, right? You know, seeks man for lots of cuddling, candlelight dinners, jazz, theater, conversation, and trips to Mexico on your expense account. You know, like that's a typical ad. When you look over where it says man seeks woman, and the ad goes like this, horny dude wants to plow you like a soybean field. You know, the women are looking for one thing, and the men are looking for something entirely different. It's never going to work.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we get kicked off the air,